for approximately 8 hours is hereby approved.
Second.
Trustee Linden.
Aye.
Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Essek.
Yes.
Thank you. A notice of petition and petition was received from Fredonia Temple Brigham Apartments, LLC, regarding their assessment for the property located at 70 Brigham Road, SBL 96.03-1-14 in the village of Fredonia.
Whereas the village clerk has received a copy of the notice of petition and petition from Fredonia Temple Brigham Apartments LLC against the Board of Assessment Review for the town of Pomfret, the assessor of the town of Pomfret, and the town of Pomfret for review. 90.
Trustee Essek. Contents was from the Fredonia Volunteer Fire Department. Team on the rolls of the property.
Be resolved that 594 Berry Road by transfer rolls to the rolls of the company effective.
Second.
Linden. Trustee Jones. Trustee.
Yes.
A letter of resignation was received from part-time police officer Adam Doble, resigned position effective August 16, 2017.
Be it resolved that the West Adam as part-time officer is hereby effective August 16, 2018. Mayor is hereby to vote him for service to the village of Fredonia.
Trustee Linden. Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Essek. I open the portion again. Yes. And the resolutions.
Yeah, we're wrapping so, up. Be it resolved, the training request of Ryan Fisk, Lindsay Pruitt, Anthony Fassel, Larry Barter, Julius Leon, Steve Youngins, John Weidenhofer Jr., Elizabeth Barter, Tyler Bayless, Alexandra Zentz, and Madam travel out of the county for village business to attend the annual Chautauqua County Ronald J. Caddy Memorial Weekend at New York State Fire Academy in Montour Falls, September 8th through the 10th, 2017. Sponsored by the Chautauqua County Fire Chiefs Association, are hereby approved at a total cost not to exceed $675 and $600 be paid by the volunteers, hereby approved.
Second.
Yes. Be resolved that the training of Michael Ward, operator treatment plant, and the basic operations of wastewater treatment plants in Morrisville, New York, September 26, 2017 is hereby approved at a cost not to exceed conferences by Morrisville State College.
Second. Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Be resolved that the Board of the Fredonia gives Michelle Sutter permission to join the county fire police to the capacity of a fire policeman and is covered F of jury and the mayor or village administrator authorized to fire an emergency aid special team participation authorization.
I second.
Trustee Linden.
Aye.
Trustee Jones. Trustee Essek.
Yes.
As the Fredonia Professional Firefighters Association Local 19 have regarding the terms and conditions of employment of members of the association, and as the term shall be from June 2007 to May 31st, 2021. Therefore, that said agreement hereby approved and the mayor hereby authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the
Trustee Linden. Peterson. Trustee Jones. Trustee Esser.
Yeah.
Okay. Review.
This is to article that was over. This North County easement to the village. As village administrator for the village of is my duty to cover off as much as possible related to any action requested of the village board of trustees, unless of be considered their election of duties. Regarding this request, it was explained to Supervisor Pearl and Eric White of Clark Patterson that the village needs to consult our engineers to advise the village board of trustees what village buried infrastructure may be in the path of the requested permanent irrevocable easement that may cause issues for the village in the future if some failure of that infrastructure were to occur. One only needs to look down the road to Surgeon Point water treatment plant break that's happening right now. It's been upwards of 9 days, extending now for an additional 5 days. Their 42-inch water main being out of service due to high voltage water going across the County Water Authority's property. The town of Dunkirk supervisor, as well as Clark Patterson, were less than honest with their comments during recent meetings and is quoted in the Observer. The supervisor was the one that said he didn't know anything about the large area on the east side of the village property, which was a 22-foot by 18-foot easement to be used for, not me. He said he had no idea and was just given easement by the engineers and told to go get the easement executed. It's not surprising to me that they would be less than honest, because it seems any chance anyone involved with this project gets to take a cheap shot at the village, they do it freely because they are never held accountable for their comments. I feel it necessary to change that right now. I requested information on a large segment of the requested easement and asked what the second was going to be used for, to allow the village board of trustees the opportunity to make an educated and informed decision on the request. None of this had anything to do with the village's position on joining the Chautauqua County North County Water District as described in the article. When it comes to a public utility, which the Village of Fredonia wastewater treatment facility is a public utility, it's important for the board to know exactly what infrastructure of the village is potentially infringed when granting a permanent, this is a permanent irrevocable easement on that property. Yes, the district will need to pay for that analysis, but the interest of the Village of Fredonia comes first when it comes to residents' critical facilities and infrastructure. You can be sure that staying in the state right-of-way with their water main, that the state of New York will not grant a permanent irrevocable easement in their right-of-way, guaranteed. Bottom line, the Village of Fredonia has no in-house engineer to review and advise the board on such issues. We have consulting engineers that we contract with that perform these tasks. To ask our DPW department to serve in that capacity is inappropriate, unfair, and outside their area of expertise in that department. Furthermore, to ask the village ratepayers to pay for such an analysis would be totally irresponsible. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Yes, thank you very much.
I also have a comment about one of the articles in the Observer claiming that the town of Pomfret is at the mercy of Fredonia when it comes to the cost of their water. They need to get their facts straight. They don't know as far as the rates go. They're insulting the community. There's contracts involved, and I'm not going to get into the specifics of that right now, but certainly the Observer is taking shots again at the village, and that needs to be corrected.
Yeah, thank you. The only thing is, on that article, that there are no numbers again. So when and if we have numbers, or they have numbers, we can discuss it further. But for the time being, as with the Village of Fredonia, we had to invest $150,000 to actually find out that it was not a good idea for the village to join the water district. So I don't have any numbers for the town. They can certainly speak for themselves. Thank you very much. Anything else?
Yeah, I also provided the trustees with a packet from the countywide shared services property tax savings plan that the county wishes, it's a draft of what the county is considering for certification on savings that they will eventually present to the state. They do it seems to be before the grant associated with the plan, which when I asked for comparisons specifically for the police department, they said they would provide us, but I understand that the grant is what's supposed to pay for those comparisons. So we won't know anything prior to that, so how would, as far as savings go. But I'd like to, let you read that packet fully so you understand before we go any further with any kind of discussions on it. But I was just making you aware of what I was told. The other thing being that I have is I did attend an event with the state controller in the city of Dunkirk, Mayor Rosas, and County Executive Vince Horgan, and was presented with this very large symbolic check for our area, which was very nice that the state is reaching out to try to get the people of these regions to claim their money, get it back in their hands. It certainly is a large enough sum to have some type of economic impact if they were to claim every bit of that into our area, because there's only, for the village of Fredonia, there's only about 2,600 people, I think it is, 2,675 people for that amount of money. Those are active accounts. And
actually, we're going to have an event in September, sometime in September, to be announced when here at the Village Hall we're going to try to help people locate their money and then claim it. So this is a large amount of money, almost $1 million, that the people in the Village of Fredonia are actually owned by the state. So that's going to be, we're going to announce the date and invite the people who might have some money in the state to come and claim them.
yeah, I'd like to thank Controller Tom DiNapoli for reaching out to our communities and actually coming here and helping us people realize that, and his staff.
I can tell you that I had $33 in the state, which I claimed and I have them now. Okay, and now,
Is there anything?
Are we ready for adjournment? I make a motion to adjourn.
No, we have to go back to an executive session.
So I can't adjourn, a motion to adjourn to executive session?
You want to go back into executive session.
Okay, I make a motion to return to
executive session, yes.
Pardon me.
Second.
Trustee Linden,
Aye.
Trustee Jones,
Aye.
Trustee Essek.
Yes.
Thank you very much.